What is going on, Rain Gang? It is your boy Sutton Def and Simply AS10 back for yet another installment of the Purple Rain podcast. Now, this is going to be episode 75, the Jonathan Ogden, none other than Jonathan Ogden, just the all time Raven great. Uh, his episode dedicated to him. So, this should be a very special one. But my guy Alex, just real quick before we get into anything else, I want to let you guys know where you guys can find him on Twitter or Instagram. You can find him on Twitter at Simply AS10Prod, on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And myself, you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You can also find us, so me and Alex together, at the Purple Rain Podcast on Instagram. Either if you scan this QR code link above my head here, if you are watching the live stream. If you're not watching the live stream, you're listening on, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you get your podcast on. Just make sure you go on Instagram and search at the Purple Rain Podcast. Alex, how are you doing tonight, my man?
Lovely, Jubbly. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. We're heading into a week 4 matchup with the Broncos. Things feel like they're on the up and up for the Ravens, but we definitely do know that this week will be it's going to be a test. It's definitely going to be a test for the Ravens up at the up in Mile High Stadium. But before we get into anything else about the game, just a couple more housekeeping things. Make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way first. Let's like the video. Let's subscribe to the channel, if you're new here, because we're coming out with more Ravens content more frequently now, if you guys haven't noticed. So just make sure you guys are on the lookout for everything Purple Rain coming here in the future. Now, let's give a big shout out to everybody here in the live chat. We cannot forget about y'all. We got Yolanda in the house, says hi, PRP. Hope everyone is well. What's good, Yolanda? Thank you so much for joining the stream. Devon Johnson in the house. How you doing, Devon? Andre Mears, 86 in the house. My guy Darius, the official, in the house, says, I ain't gonna lie, I feel we're gonna pull off another Mile High miracle. That's the hope, man. That's what we're hoping. Let's see. SG is in the house. What's good, SG? Jackson Howard is in here. What's up, Jackson, my guy? Christopher Swain. Been a minute, my brother. Been a minute. Welcome back to the Rain Gang. Welcome back to the live stream. Christopher Swain's another one of those. He's another one of those Purple Rain pioneers, man. Certified. Rain Gang, yes sir. J Prime in the house. Jabari Cruz Ellis in here. Tyler Sugars in the house. Devon Saunders. You guys are all in here, man. Daquan Jones, I see all you guys. Chris Reed, Hodog. Yeah, the whole crew is in here tonight, man. And then, of course, Mod K-Dog is in here too. I believe I saw him in there. Yep. King is in the house as well. We've got Lisa. Everybody's in here, man. Terrence, everybody. Jordan. I got to give a big shout out to everybody. Xavier, everyone. Emmanuel, everyone who joins the live stream of Purple Rain Podcast. This just goes to show, if you are watching after the fact, you're part of the hashtag replay gang, or you're listening to one of your favorite podcast streaming sites, come through and join the live stream Mondays and Thursdays, man. Please. 7 p.m. because it's a lot of fun, and we love chopping it up, going back and forth with the Rain Gang on the upcoming, Ravens game, or just reviewing the most recent Ravens game. So moving on from that, we've got a good amount of news to get into. Of course, the title and the whole premise of this video is previewing the Broncos matchup, and we will get to that. But first, we got to cover some Ravens news, man. A couple of things have happened in the past couple of days. A couple of things have transpired, so let's just talk about it. Let's lead with this, though, Alex. Let's lead with the fact that Rashad Bateman and Miles Boykin will be making their return very soon. Both of them started practicing yesterday, I believe it was. So what was your overall reaction to the news that Bateman and Boykin are on their way back?
I mean, it's good news. I mean, we haven't had a lot of that this past month and a half.
Right.
Not a lot of good news, but finally some good news. My thing is, let's not put unrealistic expectations on these guys. Bateman, first round pick. I think we have probably the most reactionary fan base in the league. And I think people expect Bateman to be like Justin Jefferson last year. He can definitely be that, but the numbers wise, let's just let him take it slow. Let him get acclimated. Honestly, I don't know I know you saw the video. He didn't look at 100%, so he's not going to be back this week. Might not even back next week. Maybe week 6, honestly. But I'm happy they're both back. Boykin, I think, will probably be back before Bateman. Wouldn't surprise me. But reinforcements are on the way. Help is on the way. So you just love to see it. Your mic is muted.
My mic was muted. I had to make sure you guys didn't get my dog barking in the background. But yeah, this is definitely good news for sure. We have to give him some time because, like you said, we don't want to put unrealistic expectations on this guy. And like you said, he could very well be the next Justin Jefferson. So it's like, I get why Ravens fans are very excited to get him back. I'm very excited to get him back. He looks pretty good though. If you look at the video here, posted by the Ravens and chopped up by our guy Simply AS10, uh, straight from the Simply AS10 YouTube channel, he looks pretty good. He doesn't look like he's favoring himself, all that much at all. You see he's coming out of his routes pretty well, stopping on a dime. So, I mean, I would give it a couple more weeks. Of course, he's not going to play this week. Hell, he might not even play next week. But
Yeah.
I believe that game against, what is it? It would be the Chargers game, I believe. Yeah, I think he's probable to probably, begin his NFL career against the Chargers at M&T Bank Stadium. That's another good thing.
Yeah. Give him time.
But
Just give him time.
like you said again, man, reinforcements are on the way. But the good thing is our passing game, as it is right now, has already looked good. It's already looked pretty
Yeah.
good. If you ask me, like last week showed a lot of promise. Of course, we can't hang our hat on saying what would have happened if we didn't have the drops, but I mean, we can still talk about it because look, man, the separation was there. The separation is there. Guys like Hollywood Brown are getting open. Sammy Watkins, Mark Andrews are getting open. Andrews went for over 100 yards last week. And I understand that's up against a beat up Detroit secondary, but the fact of the matter is, we spent all off season talking about how this passing game needed to improve. And here we are 3 weeks through the season, and Lamar Jackson is leading the league in yards per completion. So we're getting bigger plays down the field. We're getting what we wanted, and this is just going to make us that much better getting these two weapons back as well. I said it in a video that I posted yesterday on this channel. Miles Boykin, he's already got some sort of chemistry. We don't exactly know what kind of chemistry it is with Lamar Jackson because he's got some sort of chemistry. They've gotten a couple
Yeah.
touchdowns between the two. And then Rashad Bateman, we know what he's going to offer. He's going to be that extra route running technician, kind of to me like a younger, more athletic Sammy Watkins. Faster. But of course, more raw as well. So we'll see what he can offer too. But hey, man, this is great news, fabulous news, man. Is that he looks like he's on track.
Yeah. Now I kind of also wanted to get into the other news. I mean, I don't know if you heard about the Lions. They're talking about to their defensive coordinator. You hear about that
Yeah,
news
sure, yeah,
about how to stop Lamar? They didn't stop Lamar last week without Bateman. I don't think he was stopped at all last week. His own team
no,
stopped him more than the Lions stopped him. So that was with who we have. And I think Boykin also will be bringing more to the run game than the passing game. I mean, than what we have. I mean, Duvernay brings more to the passing game, I think, than Boykin does. But he'll help us, help us block. Maybe can
yeah,
help that run game. Maybe find our bona fide number one, who we both know is Tyson Williams, but our coordinator doesn't believe that. So I'm kind of looking forward to that too. Like, I'm actually looking forward to Miles Boykin coming back. I didn't think I would say that, but I am.
yeah. Definitely am too, man. Because like at the end of the day, him and Lamar do have some sort of rapport.
Yeah.
Um, let's see how you guys are feeling about it here in the live chat. See, our guy K Dog chiming in with some passion here says, "Can we just pump the brakes? Bateman
Pump
ain't
it.
done nothing yet, man. He
Pump
hasn't even
it.
played a snap. Hollywood is wide receiver one until further notice."
Like I said, I definitely think there are Ravens fans who are putting unrealistic expectations on Rashad Bateman. This man hasn't played one snap in the NFL. Let's just slow it down. I mean, I want him to be elite. I think he can be elite, but until then, let's just stop. Putting like, oh, he's gonna get 1,000 yards next year, this and that. He's gonna perform. He's gonna put up numbers, but just wait for the first game. Let's not say, oh, he's gonna be receiver one when he comes back because it's just a rookie. And he even sat out some of the year last year with Minnesota. He came back near
Yeah.
the year. So, oh man,
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Alex. K Dog, I get what you're saying. But I think what the rest of the Ravens flock is really, really interested in when it comes to this kid, Rashad Bateman, is the fact that he is sort of like a perfect fit for this offense. Lamar
until he
Jackson
drops
and
two passes and the whole
yeah,
Ravens
like
crowd turns on him. That's why I'm saying that we have a very reactionary fan base.
and I
Very.
understand that we have a very reactionary fan base, but let's take the fan base out of it for a second. Let's just look at what Rashad Bateman can possibly do for this offense. Keyword possibly, of course, because we don't know exactly what he will do. But it seems like the type of receiver, the archetype of receiver that he has a pretty good build. He's a route running technician. Everybody around Baltimore has said that. Greg Roman, John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson yesterday said that he's a great route runner. And that's exactly what you need when you're playing up against a lot of zone defenses, which is what we play against with Lamar Jackson at quarterback. So I understand the reason why a lot of people are very, very excited to get Rashad Bateman back in the offense, because he seems to be like just another perfect fit, But I do also understand the point that you and K Dog are making here, that we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet, other than what we're looking at here on this video. If you are watching live on YouTube or after the fact and you're part of the hashtag replay gang, wink, wink, leave a comment down below if you're part of the hashtag replay gang. But yeah, we get what you're saying. We get what you're saying,
And
Alex. But
another worry too is the coaching. I think they're gonna rush him back.
mm,
I honestly think they will, because we saw it, with players before. We don't need Bateman. We don't need him. We want him. Let him
right.
take his time, please, because we rushed back Stanley, and now look at him. He's trying to be out for what, another month and a half. I do not want Bateman to be out even longer, because I want to see him on the field too. So please, Ravens coaches, do not rush him back.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanja Bowman here. She agrees with you. She says, "Hey, Rain Gang, I feel we should give him some time to heal. Chargers game sounds good. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
2 weeks. The way that you see that he's moving right now, it looks like he looks better. And I really wish that Rashad Bateman would have gotten an interview in the press conference after that practice as well. Or I wish I could ask Rashad Bateman myself, like, hey, man, how are you really feeling right now?
yeah,
How are you really feeling? Because like, it was funny because I was reading a tweet last night by former Ravens wide receiver, Torrey Smith. He was saying, hey, like the growing injury is something that it takes time to heal from.
yeah,
It takes more than just a month after surgery, you know what I mean, to like actually get back right and into playing shape. And who would know better than Torrey Smith, who was running deep routes for us and helped us, to a Super Bowl. But so I understand what you're saying, Tanja Bowman. I get it. We should definitely give him some time to heal. Chargers game does sound good to me too. But yeah, let's see. We'll take a couple more comments here from you guys on this, and then we'll move right along. Let's see. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, I don't want no slander if Bateman struggles a little because he is a rookie, please. Yeah, like Alex was saying, man, we got to cut rookies some slack, man. It's
yeah,
their first year in the league. They're out there playing with experienced veteran grown men. Like it's not easy. It's not easy for any of
yeah.
these guys. But there is potential for a Rashad Bateman to just be special, man. I honestly think so. I'm calling that right now. I think Rashad Bateman could definitely be special. I loved it when we drafted
Hope
him.
so.
I love him now, you know. But yeah, let's see. Malo226 chimes in here. Says, can we give Lamar more options to throw to other than Mandrews, Hollywood, and Sammy? Bateman is a great route runner, and Boykin is a great target and blocker plus receiver. Lamar needs more options. How you feeling about
Well,
that?
Lamar's doing fine. It's just people not catching, or they're all, not on the same page. I mean,
Yeah,
he would have had 3 touchdowns last week if two passes were caught, and Mark Andrews turns around at the right time.
yeah.
He's dropping dimes. I mean, he's trying to get more people involved. He's doing everything he can. Um, who would have thought, honestly, that Lamar Jackson right now has more targets than Patrick Mahomes does? If you would have told me that at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have believed you. But he does,
You
surprisingly.
said Lamar Jackson has more what than Patrick Mahomes?
He has more targets than Mahomes right now. His
More
receivers
target.
are selling him compared to what
Oh
we
yeah,
have. Like our receivers, like Sammy showing up, Hollywood, was showing up. Mark Andrews showed up last week. Hal Duvernay showed up. Prochet showed up. So
yeah.
I just want to see more Tylen Wallace too, because I was watching his college highlights again, and bro, why are we not using Tylen Wallace more? I'm just gonna leave it there.
Just honestly want to see, of course, just less drops overall. Want to
Yeah,
see less
yeah,
drops,
yeah,
whether it
yeah.
be
I you
Hollywood
can't
Brown, Sammy Watkins, any of those guys, right? Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Like we have the highest drop rate in the NFL right now, and a lot of that has to do with what Hollywood Brown did last week. But
the
hey, that's
Steelers
the
don't.
facts. No, no, we do, we do,
Bro, the Steelers had
and
10
it's
drops their last game. How are we number one? What the hell?
well, unless ESPN told me wrong earlier today when I was
That's
listening
crazy,
to.
bro.
Yeah, I mean they said, and they even doubled down on it and said that hey, it's like by 3%. It's like the next closest team. So
Wow.
uh, there's that, and there's also this the stat that I actually get from my favorite football analytics site, Pro Football Reference. Lamar Jackson is throwing more accurately than he ever has as of right now. Right now, through 3 games, and we get us a small sample size, he's throwing at about 79% accuracy. For his career, he's at around 74, 75%. So right now, he's throwing better than normal. He's throwing better than he ever has, like more accurately, that is. So we just need to capitalize on these big plays because, like we said, again, he is also leading the league in yards per completion as well. So we can capitalize on those big plays, man. Listen, this offense is going to be dangerous. But we're going to go ahead and pull up a super chat donation from our guy Asmodeus here. Thank you so much, Asmodeus, for kicking us off with the very first super chat donation of the night. We appreciate you. He says, "What's up? What's up? Big Mac for y'all. Who's excited about
Yeah,
Rashad Bateman coming back? I'm getting Boykin has a huge impact from his blocking, or I'm betting Boykin has a huge impact from his blocking. Yeah, as he
definitely,
always does.
definitely.
You know." Um, Boykin, getting him and his blocking back, that definitely will help out the offense. Hopefully, Nick Boyle will be another guy who will come back soon as well, just to overall improve the blocking because the better blocking, the better for, well, yeah, the better blocking, the better for the Ravens offense and the success of it because of how much we do run the football. But yeah, definitely excited for Rashad Bateman coming back as well.
Yeah, real quick, Alec, we have 3 drops this year.
Hmm.
We're number 19. The Steelers have 11 drops in 3 games.
Well, I guess
Maybe because they
ESPN
pass
is.
more. Maybe because they pass more, I guess. But
I
all
think
of our
that's probably
drops
what
can't.
it is because
It
like the
could be,
drop
but yeah,
rate or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll look
Steelers have
into it later.
11.
That's ridiculous. They had a lot last year too, didn't they?
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson wasn't even playing last week, and he was the one who had the
Mhm.
most drops, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and move on from the whole Bateman and Boykin returning thing, and we will shift gears to some more news. Lamar Jackson. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson a little bit, and just overall injuries. But we'll lead with Lamar. I just want to
okay,
ask you this, Alex. Are you concerned at all? Because we, of course, now the news had dropped today or yesterday. I can't remember which one. That Lamar Jackson is currently dealing with a back injury, some soreness because he took some licks in the Lions game. How concerned are you, Alex, that Lamar Jackson is basically on the injury report week to week?
none whatsoever. He's been carrying his team on his back for the past 3 years. I mean,
Mm.
it's gonna hurt. he's had to step up because his teammates can't. Um, I'm not too worried about it now. If his play starts showing it, then I'll be worried about it. But I'm not too worried about it at all. I think it's clicks. It's honestly clicks at this point. So we'll see, but I'm not worried about it.
Well, I kind of am worried about it, honestly, Alex,
Okay.
because like it's week 3 of, like we always said on this podcast, of the longest NFL season ever. And it's just, it doesn't look good because the injuries start to pile up. This week it's a back, next week it's a toe, and then the week after that it's, what I mean? Like it's too early for us to be dealing, or for Lamar to be dealing with especially things like back injuries. That's not good at all. And the fact that he also leads the team in carries too, that's not going to help us. So I think that getting Rashad Bateman, getting Miles Boykin, getting Nick Boyle back, and maybe opening up this passing game a little bit more would be beneficial to us. It would benefit us in pretty much every single way. You got to think about getting all those guys back in the fold. It would increase just the overall productivity of our passing game and get us ready for the postseason and late season games where we have to pass the ball more frequently. So I think it would be better for us to do less design runs now, and kind of save that for later on. I get you're trying to win week to week, but without Lamar Jackson, there is no season. Okay,
I
I
mean,
just want everybody to know that.
what also could help us is giving Tyson Williams more than 5 rushes. That could help
That
too.
too. That
That I
too.
don't know what is going on with the running game. Like he shouldn't be having 5 for 22. That's a 4.4 average. Why? Why is it so little? I mean, we talked about it before the year. We can't keep letting Lamar run
Yeah.
whatsoever, and then we keep on doing it. And I just stop it because he hasn't
That's
broke one off. His longest was what 30 yards, and I think that was against the Chiefs. No, who was it against?
the
The
Lions,
Lions. I
right?
think he broke one off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a scramble. It wasn't even a design run. The design runs get you maybe a first down. I'm I'm not rocking with all the runs, but I'm not too worried. If he's on it again next week and it's still the back, then I'll be worried. But right now, he definitely deserves some rest.
Definitely deserves some rest. That's true. So you guys heard it here first. Alex is not worried about it as of right now. I am kind of worried about it, but we'll continue to monitor that as it goes on. Just hoping Lamar Jackson stays healthy, man. That's all we need.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Well, oh, we got our guy Engraven in the chat. Big shout out to our guy
What's up,
Engraven.
Craven?
Yeah, it says finally I'm able to make it to a live again. What's up, fellas? What's going on with you? Appreciate you for coming through the live stream.
Thank you,
Team,
thank you.
keep it clean. Yes, sir. All right. So let's go ahead talk about some other injury transactions. I know you have the whole injury report pulled up. You want to go ahead and run that down for us?
Yeah, it's long. Okay, so I'm
All
just
right.
gonna be honest with you. Deshaun Elliott is probably not playing Sunday. Um,
Okay.
he did not participate in practice with a quad injury. Lamar Jackson back. Ronnie Stanley ankle. Brendan Williams rest. Derek Wolf hip back. He's not playing. For limited, Anthony Averett with an ankle. Pernell McPhee shoulder. Geno Stone thigh, and Alejandro Villanueva knee. And Tavon Young was a full participant. And I mean Jimmy Smith not on there either, so he's doing good, thankfully, because we need him. But yeah, I mean Wolf, Stanley, and Elliott are probably going to be three inactives. Um, so yeah, time to see some people step up at safety now.
Yeah. I mean, you're right about that. The good news is that we are getting back our star players on the defensive line. We're getting back Justin Madubuike. We're getting back Brandon Williams, and we're getting back Justin Houston as well. So we're getting back our top two run stuffers, and then we're also getting back one of our better pass rushers as well, which we're going to need against a very balanced Broncos offense, offensive attack, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But I mean, what was your initial reactions, to, I guess you probably didn't really have any to Justin Houston, Matabike, and Williams coming back. It's just like, oh, great, these guys
I
are
mean,
back. But,
that's happening. You
right.
know,
We knew that
that's
was happening. Exactly.
it's not
So,
like Ronnie Stanley's ankle miraculously got better. I mean,
oh,
you knew it
man, I
was gonna
wish,
happen.
right?
Yeah, right.
Stanley, mm, that's
Yeah.
another thing we got to talk about as well, because we're going up against, and I think this is a perfect time to transition right into our game preview
Okay.
between the Ravens and the Broncos. But look, man, injuries definitely play a factor for sure, and we are down some guys that would be crucial in this game, in games like this. But the fact of the matter is, we don't have them. The Broncos are also banged up on multiple fronts, missing guys like Darby, Bradley Chubb, so Jerry Judy, KJ Hamler. A lot of their guys are banged up as well. So it's just football. It is what it is. But the Ravens versus Broncos preview, man. Let's just talk about. Uh, let's talk about how this game is gonna go, Alex. Like, what are your overall thoughts about the Broncos heading into this game? Like, are you very concerned about the Ravens going into Mile High?
I'm not very concerned. I'm concerned. I mean, this is an undefeated team. Yes, the teams they beat were 0-9, but at the same time, you got to beat who's in front of you.
Mm,
And they've only given up 26 points in 3 games. That
okay,
defense is stout. Um,
okay,
Now, what I'm looking forward to, and then this is the perfect game for this pass rush to come alive because their offensive line is banged up to where their starters are out. We're getting our guys back. Wink, go back to what worked against the Chiefs. Let's not blitz and let's just run 4-man rushes because they were getting there. They were getting there.
yeah,
This can be the breakout for this pass rush. And if it is, we can make this game a blowout. I mean that. Like Teddy really hasn't been pressured. He has, I think, 76% of his passes have been completed. Been pretty clean. Been doing his thing, but they're playing a real opponent now. I'll get more into it, when you give your stuff. But the pass rush can come alive this week, and if it does, we can see a good game from the Ravens.
yeah. Definitely does. Let's see. We got Lisa Ann here says the battle of Louisville and Lamar will prevail. Yeah. So actually, I didn't know that Teddy Bridgewater, or I forgot that Teddy Bridgewater went to Louisville as well. And
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson and him, they know each other, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. You know who else knows each other? Vic Fangio and Greg Roman. They know each
Mm-hmm.
other too, because they coached back in the past on a couple of different coaching staffs. So there'll be some familiarity in a couple different ways on Sunday when we play them at 4 o'clock, which will be very interesting. But I wanted to get into, like, what are our biggest keys to victory? Let's talk about the Ravens' keys to victory in this game. I'll start with mine. I think the biggest key to victory is going to be protecting Lamar Jackson from a pass rush that is kind of going to resemble what the Raiders were trying to do. just crashing down with the defensive ends really hard. Von Miller coming off that right side of the line up against who? Patrick McCarry, who's going to be playing right tackle.
He's been playing
What are
pretty
we
good
going to
though.
He's
He's
been
been
playing
playing
pretty
good.
good. He's definitely shown as serviceable. But we're talking about a Von Miller here who already has 4 sacks through 3 games, 6 tackles for loss or something like that. So I mean, is he really going to let a Patrick McCarry stand in his way? I don't know until we see at 4 o'clock on Sunday. But that is one of my biggest concerns. We're going to have to find a way to keep Lamar clean. We're going to have to find a way to keep him clean in the pocket so he can make more plays down the field. That's my first key to victory. Give me one of yours, Alex.
Get to Teddy Bridgewater. They like a lot of dink and dunk plays,
Mm,
and that's the thing. I mean, Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick, they're not your Tyreek Hills or DeAndre Hopkins, but they are still good receivers. So if we can just get a hand in his face, make him uncomfortable. Look what happened last year when he's with the Panthers. It wasn't looking too good when you get in his face. So if we can get to him, I don't know if Wink wants to bring the house, but we are. I think our secondary is like 30th in like passing yards given up, like over 300, which is not good whatsoever.
it's like 314 a game.
Yeah, not good whatsoever. And they can break us with that, little drag routes. They can take up the field 15, 20 yards. So please make Teddy just uncomfortable, because we see quarterbacks, they're comfortable until you get hit or until you get some pressure. And I
Yeah.
think somebody said it's both their guards out. Expose that.
Yes,
Expose their
that is
weak
true
line
as
how our
well.
line was exposed, in week one when Stanley wasn't healthy. Expose it.
So are we predicting a big game from maybe a guy like Justin Madubuike? Because I could see that. Justin
I hope.
Madubuike coming
I
off
hope.
coming off a week of rest. He was
I mean,
basically
I
a
was
healthy
impressed with
scratch last
Broderick
time.
Washington last week. Broderick Washington looked good too. I
I
mean,
mean,
and
both of
and
those
the,
guys, yeah.
and their run game too. I mean, with Melvin Gordon averaging over 4 yards a carry, both are run stuffers and pass rushers have to step up, because
Yeah.
this is a good offense.
It's a very good offense, and they definitely do love to run the ball. They play the game of football the right way. I always say you got to play the game of football inside out. They run the ball, they set up the pass with the run. They don't make mistakes on offense.
Yeah.
Those 3 things will win you most football games. They will. And we understand they've only played against teams that are really bad, teams that have a combined record of 0-9, but they're doing all the right things to win. They're not just winning because they're playing bad teams. They're winning because they're actually a good football team. And the Ravens realize that, of course, and it's going to be definitely a big day for that for the defensive line, secondary, and linebackers, of course. But I think this is definitely going to be we're going to have a really big showing from guys like Odafe Owe and Justin Houston. Like you said, getting to Teddy Bridgewater will be paramount in us winning this game. Like if we can get to him and make him uncomfortable, shrink his quarterback clock, so basically the time in his head where he knows that he's safe, or when that time expires he knows he's going to get sacked. We need to shrink that clock as much as possible in his head to make him start pitter patter in his feet, maybe make some mistakes, because he hasn't made any mistakes, man. You gotta force this guy to make some mistakes, turn the ball over, and set our offense up for success, man. That's what we need to do. But
I'm
what
going to
would,
go even
yeah,
further. I need to see something from Tyus Bowser, because
mm,
he needs to make up for that pick last week. I don't know what he can
okay.
do, but with that drop pick, come on, right there, that's 7. That you're putting the offense in great field position. I want to see maybe a pick. He loves a pick in a big game, so why not get a pick this week?
Or I'll simplify it for you, Alex. How about just a good open field tackle, a good clutch open field tackle? How about that?
That
Right.
that's about the whole defense I'm looking for.
That's
They were doing
everybody.
tackling
Yeah, for
drills this
sure.
week, man.
I know. But that play against DeAndre Swift, like in the third quarter, not yesterday, but last week, with Tyus Bowser and Patrick Queen, who both missed those tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Tyus Bowser or Patrick Queen, definitely want to make some good open field tackles in this game for sure. That's for sure. Um, yeah. So let's see. Sure. Gonna be another thing that I wanted to bring up as well was just the fact that another key to victory, and this is a very specific key to victory, Alex. I think that we need to score points on our very first drive, and not just a field goal. I think we need a
7.
touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
We need 7 on our very first drive. Get them off their rhythm early. They're a very balanced team. You want to get them swaying one way or the other. That's what we want to do. So if we can put pressure on them early, if our offense can put pressure on their offense early, I think that will bode well for us in the game. You agree there? Like, First drive. I'm talking first
I mean, I
drive.
want 7 every drive, but
Of
yeah, I mean,
course. But yeah.
I'm thinking at our first drive last week, we get
Hmm.
pinned inside our 10. Good, I think it was a good first play, a good first second play, and then the third play with Devonta Freeman, which is idiotic. I want
Right.
to. Can the key to victory be less Devonta Freeman? Is that a key to victory?
Yeah. I mean, it can
Less
be.
Devonta, more Tyson.
I like that. I mean, I like what I saw from Tyson Williams early in that Lions game. Of course, he didn't break off any big runs, but I like the moves, the cuts that I was seeing from him, the energy, the pop that I saw from Tyson Williams as opposed to Latavius Murray and Devonta Freeman. So hopefully, I'm praying
Mhm.
that Greg Roman will utilize that man more in our offense because if we don't, I just don't see our running game being carried by Devonta Freeman and Latavius Murray, and I mean, of
No.
course, Lamar Jackson as well. I just don't like Lamar Jackson leading the league, not leading the league, but leading the team in carries. It
Oh,
just,
lead it in top 5 in rushing yards too. You can talk
yeah,
about that. I
yeah,
don't like that
right,
whatsoever. That's not good. Not good.
yeah. Another key to victory is gonna, and this is the key to victory every single week, but finish drives. Oh my goodness, you have to be obsessive, completely obsessive with finishing drives, man. Like you get anywhere past the 30-yard line in the opposing team's territory, we have to be going for the jugular, man.
Mhm.
We do. Like keep the pressure on them. Yeah, I can't even stress that enough.
I
I
feel the
really can't.
disgust in your voice. I feel it. You're
Yeah,
just disappointed and just
because
because we're used to us finishing drives, getting 7. Where
right,
has that been?
where has
It's been
that been?
non-existent.
Yeah. This is going to be another huge game for one Mark Andrews as well.
It's not
This is
1 p.m. 4:25 CBS.
4 o'clock, but it is a mile high. It's in Denver. I know that it might be a little bit chilly out there. Might be a little bit chilly. I think it might be one of those games. It might be one of those games where the tight ends are just out on full display. It's gonna be Noah Fant versus Mark Andrews, and I want our guy Mark Andrews to come out on top with at least
Oh,
one or two touchdowns.
son, it's gonna be 76 on Sunday in Denver.
Hmm, that's just cool enough. That's just cool enough. Depending on where you're
70.
from.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I was expecting like 40s or 50s.
Oh no no
It's
no,
gonna,
no
it's gonna be
son.
warmer there than it is here.
Hmm. Well,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Thank
I
you for
don't
checking
know.
the weather out there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Sammy Watkins, maybe a nice little warm Sunday, take him back to his Fort Myers, Florida days. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
something, but I just
Yeah.
need. I want a breakout game for the offense. I'm
Right.
not going to call the Chiefs game a breakout game because it wasn't. I mean, it was cool and all, but I'm talking about
We were
like
scratching and clawing.
right. I'm talking about like a week 1 Browns game, like a 38-6. I'm tired of these close games. I know that I'm so accustomed to them with the Ravens of the 15, 16, 17. But I'm like, I want a blowout. We
Yeah,
need
we
to
got
make a
spoiled by the
statement
2019 Ravens.
because you know what Chris Sims said about the Baltimore Ravens. And I was watching NBC's little preview, their little betting stuff. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just gonna the word for word. This is what Chris Sims said. He said, "Don't trust Baltimore."
Mm.
He said Lamar Jackson didn't have a good game last week. Tell me you didn't watch the Ravens game without, like you didn't watch it if you think he didn't play good last week.
Right. It's like
So
you show me all the bad throws Lamar Jackson made last week. Not a
right,
lot.
just one, the interception. That was the
Right.
only bad pass.
Exactly. Other than that, he was putting that on. He was putting the ball on the money. He was dropping dimes, and Hollywood was too technically. So I mean, if
Tragedy.
that didn't happen, yeah, if that didn't happen, then I think Chris Sims definitely isn't saying that out of his mouth. And I heard him say the same thing earlier. I watched the same video.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know what they're on. I don't know what game he was watching, but yeah, don't trust Baltimore. I guess I don't know.
yeah,
Let's just we always play to our competition, but I need us to play up. And like I said, let's just humble this team because they do need a
right,
humbling 3-0. And what a statement, actually. I mean, I know that let's say we were to blow them out, they'd be like, oh, well, they beat teams that didn't have a win. They'll downplay it like they always do. But it's always
right,
nice to have a nice blowout win. And that's a nice, comfortable game for us.
yeah. I think one silver lining about this going into this game is that the Broncos do like to play a lot of man coverage on defense. And since that's the case, if they want to do that against us, fine. Lamar Jackson will run for 150 on him and probably 2 touchdowns. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to transition their secondary into a more zone-based defense, which is natural when you're playing against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. But I think that's going to benefit us because they're going a little bit out of their comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and you're asking guys like rookies, like Patrick Surtain's been playing really, really well, really, really well, and ask him to go zone coverage and basically say, hey, not only do you have to cover your guy, watch out for these receivers, but make sure you keep an eye in the backfield for Lamar Jackson and make sure he's not breaking contain and, breaking off a 40, 50-yard run. That's going to throw off their defense. You got to think the Denver Broncos have never played a Lamar Jackson-led offense. They've never played it. They've never seen it in real time. They've never seen it. The last time they played us was in 2018. Believe it was like week 3 or 4. As you guys know, Joe Flacco was still starting at that
Yeah.
point. So it's going to be new for them. It's going to be new for them. I feel like they're going to come out playing a lot of, cover three, as teams like to play against us a lot, which will bode well for our guy, Mark Andrews, if he can find his way behind those linebackers. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the last team
Yeah.
that ran man coverage against the Ravens,
Mm.
week 1, 2019 against the Dolphins. That was the last time a team ran man against us.
And they got
And
dotted up.
yeah, I mean, Kyle Fuller, he'll be playing against us. I'll be looking forward to
Yeah.
that. I mean, they have a great secondary with Justin Simmons. Obviously, I'm
Yeah.
one of the top safety. I totally forgot about they got Kyle Fuller from the Bears last year, and then they have Kareem Jackson. It's going to be a big test for our receivers. I think this will be the week we'll find out, like, are these receivers the real deal? Because this is a really good secondary.
Yeah.
And if we can get 200, 250 passing yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns, this is a real deal receiving core without our first round pick.
Yeah. No, totally agree. Totally agree, man. I think one other thing that I wanted to bring up is just the fact that I know I've listened to a lot of Broncos like beat writers, podcasters over the last couple of days. These guys are really, really high on Javonte Williams, so the
Mm-hmm.
second string running back. They
I have him
believe that,
fantasy. I am too.
yeah, they believe that he's the guy that's next up after Melvin Gordon leaves, probably after this year. So we definitely, man, it's going to be of extreme importance that we do not let their running game get going early, because if they
Mm-hmm.
do and then they start hitting us with play action, things like that, you know how much Wink loves to blitz. The last thing that I want to see is their running game get, established early, and then next thing you know, Teddy Bridgewater is hitting us over the top to Tim
Yeah.
Patrick or somebody like that. So it's gonna be about how we come out early. That's why I said I think we need to score on our first drive, throw off their game plan. You know what I mean? Score on our first drive and just basically shut down that run game and just put it in the hands of Teddy Two Gloves. And I believe that he is a good quarterback, and he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make mistakes, things like that. But when you're playing against the Ravens, Wink will show you Wink's gonna have to be in his bag this week. When you're playing against a quarterback who's low on mistakes, you gotta confuse him. You gotta confuse him early too.
Yeah.
Early and often. If we can do that and we can get after him, I think we'll be good. The issue is in the second half, will we be able to keep up? Because that's been the issue, right? Second half, we kind of fall apart defensively. First half, defense looks like it's
Yeah.
flying all over the place. But second half, we do kind of fall apart. And I think that will get better since we are getting back some of our guys on the interior D line. I think that'll make us a little bit better there. It will take less pressure. It will take more pressure off of our linebackers. What do you think about that?
I hope so. I don't trust Wink this year. I really don't. Like, where's the adjustments been? If the adjustments are anything, they're just bad adjustments because we go
Mm.
from playing good to playing bad. Like, do you think we have, like, is being blitz heavy necessary? Like, honestly,
It's necessary when you can't get pressure with 4.
yeah, I get that, but it's like we're not even getting pressure when we blitz. It feels like
You're
they
right.
just, they just pick it up fine.
Yeah. Which is why, I mean, I would rather, if I could, and I'm no football, expert or anything like that, nowhere near on the level of Wink Martindale, but it would just seem like, we pay a lot of money for our secondary, right? We've got a lot of talented guys back there. Yeah,
A lot of
do we,
draft
right?
picks too.
A lot
A
of
lot of
draft picks too.
homegrown.
So it's like I would like to see us put more reliance on them at
Yeah.
times, as opposed to like sending them on a blitz. Because listen, man, we have a very, very talented DB group, even without Marcus Peters. We've
Mhm.
got Marlon
Anthony Averett
Humphrey, we've
stepped up. I'll be honest, he's
Anthony
looked really
Averett,
good.
Tavon Young, we've got Jimmy Smith back, guys. We've got Jimmy Smith back, and our secondary looked like it was like a night and day difference. Between not having him there and then having him there. And Jimmy Smith said it himself in a press conference, man. He said that like he's kind of like a mercenary or a gadget guy. The guy is like, hey, there's this really good player on the other team. We need you to take him out the game. Kind of like what AJ Brown, like what he did to AJ
Mhm.
Brown in the Titans game last year. Like he's that guy for us. So I think that with him and Marlon Humphrey and hopefully Deshaun Elliott he can continue to get healthier and make improvements with his game. Uh, the hope is that this secondary can be our saving grace on defense. But at the same time, our defensive line as well is really good, and we stop the run really well. When we are healthy, we're getting Derek Wolf back soon too. Things are looking up, guys. Things are looking up. I think this game, after we get through this game, it's kind of like the gauntlet. We get 4 games at M&T Bank Stadium. You know,
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine. But yeah, as far as the whole blitzing thing, no, I don't think it's super, super necessary when we have such a talented DB group like we do. But
Yeah.
Wink, man, he loves putting guys at the line, putting 6, 7 guys at the line, and then backing some off and sending some guys home.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just his thing. That's his thing.
I think something we didn't talk about last week was
What's that?
hello Siri. Um,
Yeah,
I think something we didn't talk about last week was how well Wink did of shutting down TJ Hawkinson. 2
yeah.
targets, 2 receptions, 10 yards.
Mm.
That was, I mean, if he's in that game, could have been a difference maker. We could have lost. And I'm looking at it this week with Noah Fant too. I think he'll do a great job of shutting him down. I mean, Cortland Sutton is a worry, but I trust Marlon Humphrey to do his thing
Yeah,
over there.
1-on-1. Yeah,
But yeah, that's I mean, as much as I was saying I don't trust Wink, I got to give him props for that. Like Hawkinson is a top 5, top 6 tight end, and he did a great job of just blanketing him and shutting him down.
yeah. Hey man, I mean, other than that week 1 Darren Waller performance, the Ravens have done Wink has done a pretty good job at like taking the opposing team's like top weapon and taking them out the
Mm-hmm.
game. Look at Tyreek Hill against the
With Kels,
Chiefs.
we couldn't do anything about that.
I mean,
His
yeah, with
touchdown,
that,
his
yeah,
touchdown, we forgot how to tackle. That's not on Wink.
exactly.
That's not
You
on
got
him.
you got to pick your poison with those guys. But we did, had it not been for that long touchdown with Travis Kelce, we would have it would have
It
been a
would have been
pretty good
respectable.
containment of him. It would have been
Yeah,
respectable,
respectable
right?
line.
Tyreek Hill was held to 3 catches for 14 yards, and that's what I'm talking about here. Like we do a pretty good job at taking out the other team's best player, and that's what all teams try to do, of course. But going into this week, like I said, Noah Fant, if we can take him away, maybe some Jimmy Smith. Of course, our linebackers are going to have to play really well in coverage as well. And then, like you said, Marlon Humphrey on the outside against Cortland Sutton. Now, I can definitely see Marlon Humphrey getting the better of Cortland Sutton throughout the entire game or the course of the game, but I can also see Cortland Sutton beating him on a couple plays, and
Yeah,
maybe there's a PI call, long deep down the field or something like that. I
they
could definitely
love
see it
those
happening.
PA calls against the Ravens. We
You
can
know they
never
do.
get one, it seems like, but they love it against us, man.
I know, right? Have we gotten a PI call since like the Joe Flacco days? I can't even remember,
I think we got
honestly.
one. It was some weird stuff. I'll have to find like every pass interference call for the Ravens like the past 2 or 3 years because it has to be like less than 3. We
Yeah,
just don't get
honestly.
them.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into some score predictions before we move on
Oh boy.
for this game. Yeah, go ahead and make sure if you are in the live chat right now, make sure you like the video. We got almost 100 people watching live right now.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
thank
guys
you,
so
thank
much
you.
for joining episode 75 of the Purple Rain podcast. Go ahead and like the video if you're new here and you're enjoying the content. Make sure you subscribe as well. And
Yeah.
also, like I said before, just make sure you put your score predictions for this Ravens at Broncos game in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, put it in the comments. Alex, what's your score prediction for this game?
31-21 Ravens. Thought about
Okay.
it. I need to see. What we really haven't got a lot of this year? Turnovers. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. You got to make them make mistakes because the Broncos right now haven't been punched in the mouth. When you punch somebody in the mouth like the Broncos, they can either, punch you right back or they can just stand there flat footed, not know what's going on. So
Yeah.
why not score 7, like you said, get a turnover, their first drive, go up 14-0. we could see a Jackson 5, or we could see Tyler Huntley in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to go 31-21 just to give them respect too.
Okay. I like that. I like that. 31-21. That sounds good. I'm going to go 24-20 Ravens.
Oh,
I think it's
you're gonna make me nervous again at the end of the fourth quarter, aren't you?
Hey man, we've been nervous up till this point, right? All 3 weeks
Yep.
we've been in
Yep.
soap opera specials, like it's been crazy. So I definitely think that'll continue this week, especially in Denver. I know that crowd is going to be hype. That pass rush is going to be jumping. I feel like we're probably going to have some problems dealing with the pass rush. That's just me. I feel like there's going to be a couple times Von Miller gets free. He may beat Patrick McCarry. I hope not, but I just feel like that's going to happen a few times. Maybe he'll wreck shop. Hopefully not. But I think overall, I think we'll be able to control time of possession. We lost time of possession last game against the Lions, but I think that we can probably beat the Broncos in time of possession as long as we feed Tyson Williams. If we feed Tyson Williams, get him going, please, Greg Roman, give Tyson Williams the ball. That's why he is RB1 technically.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Of course, we don't know when we're getting Le'Veon Bell back or anything like that, but yeah, man, I think that the Ravens can win this game. It's going to be a close one. I feel like we'll start out. I feel like we'll start out hot. Then second half will roll around. They'll start to come back a little bit, and then our defense will close it out with a big interception.
Oh,
That's
I
what I'm
hope
calling.
so. I hope
That's what I'm
so.
calling. In Mile High.
Oh,
24-20 Ravens. We do have a super chat donation coming in from our guy Ho Dog.
thank
Throwing
you,
in the
Ho Dog.
$7.50 here, says in honor of Hall of Famer Jonathan Ogden. That's right. This is episode
First Raven to go
75.
in
Episode
the Hall of
75 of the
Fame.
Purple Rain podcast. So thank you so much for that donation. For
Thank you.
those of you guys who don't know, we try to dedicate each episode, while we can at least,
Yeah,
to
until
a
the
player
end.
that wore that number. Odafe Owe will be the last one, needless to say.
Yeah.
But
A little
yeah,
fun fact too.
sure.
Alejandro Villanueva caught a touchdown in the Broncos stadium when he was a member
Hmm.
of the Steelers. So, I'm not opposed to a little trick play here or there, but not for Villanueva, please. Maybe like a
Trick
Duvernay.
plays.
Yeah,
Greg
I'm a
Roman,
sucker for
trick plays.
I'm a sucker for a flea flicker. I'll be honest with you. I'm a
Flea
sucker for a trick
flicker.
play.
Come
hmm
on.
I'm a sucker for a trick play. Love them.
A flea flicker when Lamar Jackson never lines up under center. Huh. Good luck
Uh
with that one, man. Good
yeah,
luck
you're
with that
right.
one.
You're right. I forgot. What me expecting our offensive coordinator to open up the playbook a little bit. How foolish of me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the good news is his receivers have been getting separation, but maybe that's more so a credit to T. Martin, Keith Williams. Wait, we don't know.
Yeah, it is.
There's no
It
receivers
is.
against Houston. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
We kind of know it is. But yeah, let's look at you. Some of you guys' score predictions here for this game. Lisa says 45-10 Ravens. Okay, a blowout you're predicting. So
You're
you're,
right. I hope.
yeah. Yeah. I'm praying you're right, Lisa. King says 31-20 Ravens. So he's kind of on the same par
Thank
as
you, man.
you there, Alex. Voice says 38-9. Okay, another blowout. Jay Prime says 30-27, a close game. Got you, got you. Yolanda says, I think it'll be a close game, 28-21 Ravens. Okay, we win by a touchdown. I like that. Let's see here. Darius the official says, I got Ravens 28-17. All right. Yeah,
I like
everybody's
that.
of course most of us gonna take Ravens here. April Taylor says 35-7. I'm
Ooh,
gonna assume Ravens there. 26-16 says our guy Void. Got you. All right. So yeah, you guys are on average, you guys are saying we're gonna win by about 10 points. Some of you guys are predicting blowouts.
yeah.
I don't know about a blowout. I don't know about a blowout this
No.
week, guys. But then again, though, you don't know because last week could have been a blowout. It could have very well been a blowout.
We blew out the Texans in 2019 when they were leading their division. I mean, you don't know what the NFL.
You don't know
You
exactly.
don't.
Right. But yeah, 27-24 says our guy JB, another tuck kick for the win.
So what JB's doing, he's gonna say, so the Lions already have a really bad memory of Justin Tucker ending a game with a kick. So do the Broncos in the 2012 playoffs, Tucker in double OT.
Yeah.
We gonna some nostalgia? Is that what we're gonna do?
I know, right? That'd be crazy. Imagine like Justin Tucker breaks the record that he just set the previous week. That'd be wild.
He could, but I don't. My heart and just my
I don't
mental
know. My
state
heart can
can't deal
take
with
it.
that. It can't take it,
I
bro. I'm
can't
telling
take
you, I wish
Justin
someone had a picture
Tucker.
of me just sitting on the floor, like knees in my hands in a ball, just like we lost the Lions, and then just it all
Yeah.
changing. I can't deal with that again. So please no.
That was, you talk about an emotional roller coaster. I was sitting on the couch with just a complete straight face. Or just like, I mean, I know he's not going to make this. He's probably not going to make it. He's probably going to sail left or right before it even gets even close. And there you go. It goes in, and I don't know. I don't even
Did you
have
scream?
words
Did
for
you
it.
jump?
I did. Yeah, I jumped, screamed, ran around the living room a little bit. Me and my boy Derek were watching the game. Had to give him a hug. We're both big Ravens fans.
Yeah,
It was one
yeah,
of those moments. One of those
yeah.
moments. And it was history. We made history. And maybe it'll happen again. I don't know. I would rather see this offense be dominant to the point where we don't even need Justin Tucker to get
Or
on the field unless it's
before
an extra point
halftime. Before halftime. Like
before
it's just we
halftime.
get the ball back with 20 seconds. LAMAR, quick little play. Yeah, 70-yard field. Why not? Who says no?
70. Why not? Right?
Yeah,
Why not? We're not gonna kneel it from
yeah.
70. No, we got Jay Tuck.
Tucker
And it's a
range.
mile high. The air is thinner. He can kick it
Yeah.
further. So yeah. Um, but those are going to be our score predictions and our game preview for the Ravens at Broncos matchup this week. If you enjoyed that Ravens versus Broncos preview, make sure you leave a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel as well for more Ravens content coming soon and very soon. All right, so next,
Actually, I have a bone to pick real quick.
sure,
100
yeah, go ahead.
viewers, 59 likes. Can we get
Oh,
75 for the 75th episode? I don't see a
yeah,
problem with it. 75.
let's do that.
75 likes.
Please, 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 please. Alex, how do you feel about us doing some picks for week 4?
Let's do it. Let's talk about
Let's
it. I
do
don't even
it.
know most of the games this week. I just know a couple, but let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're right. Me too. So this will be fun for all of us. Make sure you're following along in the live chat as well.
And drop
If
your
you're
predictions too.
drop your predictions as well. And if you're not part of the live stream right now, God, you got to make sure you join the live stream because it's the best way to enjoy the Purple Rain podcast. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So let's go ahead and get into these picks. Let's kick it off with Thursday Night Football, which is coming on in about half an hour here. We're going to make sure we get out of you guys' hair before that. Let's see. Jaguars at Bengals tonight. How you feel about that game? Who's winning?
I'm liking the Bengals. I'm liking me some Joey B. I'm liking me some
Yeah,
Jamar Chase. Liking me
I'm
some Tyler
loving.
Boyd.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to go with the Bengals at home. There, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They look like they didn't miss a beat from LSU. That's what
No,
they're looking like right now. So I definitely got the Bengals in that one. I think they're just better coach, just overall better team. The Jaguars, they're still a year or
you're a
two
better coach than
before.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, to be
all
honest with you.
right. So we both agree there. Next matchup's going to be Washington football team at the Falcons.
I'm gonna go with the Washington football team. I picked them last week to beat the Bills. It kind of let me down, but I think they could beat the Falcons. I think they can.
Oh, man, this is a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough one for me because the way that Washington came out last week and just looked so flat. They look so flat.
They
And had
showed
it
some
not
fight, and then it just went away.
exactly, had
And
it not been for a 70-yard touchdown from Antonio Gibson, they would have
right,
continued to get blown out. So it's
yeah,
like I really don't know what we're getting from Washington. Their biggest like thing last year, which made them really good, was their pass rush, and they don't have that right now. They have a non-existent pass rush. Chase Young still doesn't have a sack on the season.
my God.
So I just don't know what's going on there, and I don't think Taylor Heineke is the overall answer at QB for them. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with the Falcons in this matchup. They're at home. I think they pull that one through. So let's see. But you're taking Washington, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll have to remember that one. Next one's gonna be Texans at Bills. I'm going with the Bills, of course.
Bills. Yeah. Bills.
Yeah. Lions at Bears.
Oh, I'm gonna go Bears. I don't know what. Honestly, if the Bears just fired Matt Nagy right now, they'd be a much better team just by doing that. Because I don't know
Mhm.
how this man still has a job. I don't. So when they were good with Mitchell Trubisky, was it because Trubisky was that guy, or was it because Nagy was like had that 1 year wonder? Because I don't know what happened, but Nagy just to me is not that guy for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more so also that defense as well, which kind of
Yeah, the
brought them
defense was
to a
good.
good
Yeah,
season. Yeah. But definitely, I think I'm gonna go with the Lions, honestly, based off of what they showed us last week, and their head coach, Dan Campbell said that you're gonna see a lot more DeAndre Swift. I really like DeAndre Swift. I'm really high on him, man. I think that he and coupled with the pass rush of the Detroit Lions, I think that they could make some noise on Justin Fields, man. I honestly
Jamie
do.
Collins is a free agent now at Ravens. Just gonna see.
Just saying, just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Lions in that matchup. You got the Bears, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that's two so far. Let's see. Next one's gonna be Panthers at Cowboys. This one's interesting.
Ooh, this is the first test for the Panthers I like.
Yeah,
I, w- I really just don't like the Cowboys. Their fans really annoy me. Like,
yeah.
honestly. But I think they're going to win. They look really good on Monday. Their defense actually looked good.
Their defense did look good, and they looked like they were playing with a lot of speed, sideline to sideline. I did like what I saw from the Cowboys. The
Yeah.
Panthers, they are undefeated, but who have they beat up to this point? I know they just beat the Texans, but who
Texans,
else
they
was
beat the
it?
Saints after the Saints had a good week one win. And then week
Yeah.
one, they beat the Jets.
Hmm.
Rooting for the Panthers, expecting the Cowboys to win, if that's fair.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys win that one in a close one. I think it's gonna be
Okay.
close. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting 1 o'clock matchup on Sunday. But I've got the Cowboys in a close one. Let me see what the Rain Gang is saying about that. Our girl Yolanda says Panthers.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. Panthers 21-17 says Void. J Code or J Cade says boys. Okay, so the
Yeah.
Cowboys there. I like that. I like that. Jabari Cruz L says, "How about them Cowboys?" Don C in the house. What's good, Don C? Thank you for joining the show. Says boys. Unfortunately, yeah, I got the Cowboys,
Unfortunately.
man. I got the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving right along here, we got Colts at Dolphins.
Oh, I'm going
Hmm.
Dolphins. I like what I saw from
I'm going
Jacoby
Dolphins
Brissett.
too.
Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett revenge game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Dolphins.
going Dolphins. I'm not really putting too much stock in Carson Wentz and his two broken ankles and that
Oh,
Colts off. I'm just not.
you remember
I'm
this
just
the
not.
episode of SpongeBob? The guy who was like, he wakes up every morning and he's
Glass
all
bones,
bandaged
paper
up.
skin. Yeah.
Yep, Carson
Yep.
Wentz. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm not going with the Colts there. I'm going with the Dolphins. I think that defense is definitely going to stand up against the Colts and maybe two. I mean, not two. Who's going to be starting at QB for
Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett? Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. That's right,
Yeah,
Brissett. He looked decent last week, but yeah, I got Dolphins in that matchup. I got Dolphins. Let's see. Browns at Vikings.
this is actually a test for the Browns because the Vikings had a nice win over the Seahawks last week,
Yeah,
but I'm going with the Browns. They look good.
I'm going with the Browns too. I feel like I mean, Dalvin Cook is looking like he's probably going to play this week. Um, and I know that Adam Thielen going into this game, he's had a touchdown in every single game. But I do like, I mean, the Browns secondary is better than what people give it credit for.
hmm
So, and then also that pass rush, man. Miles Garrett just looks like an animal right now. He just looks like a complete animal. So, I think he might be able to get to Kirk Cousins maybe 2-3 times. And if that's the case and he can wreck shop on them, I got Browns winning that game.
This is an interesting game for me. I might be like this might be like my younger years speaking. Justin Jefferson and me gives off like those Odell 2013, 2014, 2015 vibes. Like he's like just setting trends in the NFL at such a young age. And it's kind
Yeah,
of cool to see those two playing against each other because like they're kind of like the same player just in like different times. That's just me. I don't know why I feel that way, but how Odell was doing the whip and now it's the gritty. Everybody's doing the gritty, myself
yeah,
included. It's kind of
yeah.
cool to see.
It is cool to see. That's very cool to see. I mean, I like that you brought that up. It's actually a pretty good take.
If the
Let's see,
Vikings
moving
win, gritty on live stream for you, like from you, can you gritty?
from me. Can I gritty?
Yeah, can you
I've
gritty?
never attempted it, but I'm sure I
Okay,
could. I'm sure I could do it
okay,
though.
okay.
But yeah, let's see. Moving right along here, we got the Giants visiting New Orleans to take on the Saints.
New Orleans.
Yeah, I got the Saints too. I got the Saints.
Have you seen the
T-
Saints? Like, I mean, the Giants' upcoming schedule.
it's brutal.
You've seen
It's
it.
brutal. Yeah, they got like the
I'm just
hardest
gonna,
schedule in the league.
I'm just gonna read it out loud for the rain game. This is tough. You got Saints, Cowboys,
Yikes!
Rams, Panthers,
Oof!
Chiefs,
Oof!
Giants,
Yikes!
Bucks.
Damn. Yeah,
That's
season's a
that's
wash.
hard. That's hard.
Season is a wash for sure. For the Giants. So yeah, definitely Saints in this matchup. Predicting Jameis throws maybe 3 touchdowns, somewhere around there. Famous Jameis, that is.
Yeah.
All while doing something hilarious. Can we all agree that Jameis Winston is the funniest
You saw
quarterback
that
in the
video
NFL?
from last week?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
one? I mean, like, it's oh
Yeah.
my god, man. He is hilarious, man. Uh, I gotta watch. I gotta go on YouTube after this and just look up like a Jameis Winston like compilation video of just like funniest.
That's something I need to see if one's made. If not, because it just
Yeah,
all
if
started
it's
with
not
eating the W. It started with that, and
right,
then since then it's just taken off.
if one isn't made, you should definitely make one. That's for sure. Um, shoot, even if one is made, you should still make one because I know you do it better. Make sure you subscribe to Simply Is
Stop
10 on
blushing.
YouTube for sure. All right, so Titans at Jets.
Titans, even without possibly AJ Brown and Julio Jones, I'm taking
Yeah,
Titans
definitely,
because Derrick
definitely
Henry.
Titans for sure. I agree there. Chiefs at Eagles. Pissed off
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm
Chiefs.
very pissed off.
Mm,
The Eagles have a tough. Oh, can we just talk about the Eagles' schedule too? I
yeah,
mean, the NFC East has been given no favors. Chiefs, Eagle. Oh, so they have Chiefs, Panthers, Buccaneers, Raiders. Then they have
Chiefs,
the
Panthers,
Lions.
Bucks, Raiders. Wow.
Then they have the Chargers, and the Broncos, and the Saints.
Yeah. So it looks like the NFC East really does not have an easy go of it this year,
No,
like at all.
you play the
Yikes.
NFC South and the AFC West. Good luck.
Mm,
Only thing can make it
yeah,
worse if you play the AFC West and NFC West. That's the only way it could be worse.
yeah. So we're definitely taking the Chiefs in that one. I think this next game is probably debatable. Might be game of the week, or not game of the week. I know we know what game of the week is going to be, but Cardinals at Rams, 4 o'clock window. That's going to be pretty interesting, right?
Oh,
Two
two
undefeated
high
teams.
flying offenses.
Kyler Murray, MVP conversation. Matthew Stafford in the MVP conversation.
They
Who
said
wins that game?
Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun
Yeah,
Jackson, Christian Kirk. I think people
Rondell
over AJ
Moore.
Green's been pretty good. Yeah, Rondell Moore, AJ. Bro, the Cardinals, their offense is dirty. Their
Yeah,
receiving core is nasty,
yeah.
man. But I'm gonna go with the better defense. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Go
Rams
with
have
the
a
Rams for
sick
sure.
defense.
Yeah, definitely going with the Rams, especially at home as well. SoFi will be rocking very, very hard that night. And yeah, I got Aaron Donald and company on that defense wrecking shop, and
This
making it a
this
pretty tough
Rams
day for Kyler.
this Rams team is giving me flashbacks to the 2018 when they made the Super Bowl, honestly, because they were
Yeah,
unstoppable that year, and I see the same thing from them this year, unstoppable. So I might be on the same bandwagon as you. Definitely can make it to the Super Bowl. It wouldn't surprise me. Coaching is the only thing I'm worried about. So we'll see.
right. Yeah, I mean, I think they looked unstoppable in that Super Bowl season because the whole Jared Goff and Sean McVay tandem was a fairly new thing, right?
Yeah,
And it kind of caught the league off guard with it. Sean McVay and his brilliant offensive mind, they really kind of took over the league, and that's how they got to that Super Bowl. But then, the Patriots really showed the blueprint on how to shut down Jared Goff, and then the season after that,
thanks.
the rest of the league caught up, and
That's when my
then
pain started. But that
yeah,
night,
Sean McVay,
that Super Bowl was on my birthday too. That's where the pain started. So yeah,
wow, yeah.
lucky me. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Sean McVay was like, "Hey, look, we need a guy who can actually go off script and make some plays for us." And lo and behold, here's Matthew Stafford, and they're 3-0. They just knocked off the defending Super Bowl champions. Here we go. The Rams are a real team. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's pretty sad too. Like I'm gonna look up his stats real quick because I really haven't heard his name too much. I haven't heard
mhm.
from Robert Woods that much. Like the fact they have him still there.
Yeah,
Like
he's wide receiver 2 now. Like just legitimate wide receiver 2. Like Cooper Cup is the guy. He is
he
the
won
guy.
NFC to player of the I think player of the month
Yeah,
for a good
yeah.
reason. I mean, come on
For
now.
very, very good reason. Like him and Matthew Stafford, it's gonna be all season long. They're just getting warmed up. I'm telling you about that right now. Like their chemistry looks really, really good already. Let's see. Before we get into the next one, we do have a super chat donation coming in from DLC. Thank you so much for making
Thank
it
you,
rain
thank
here
you,
on
thank
episode
you.
75 of the Purple Rain podcast. Says my guys, the gang Ravens 35-17. I like that
Love
score
it,
prediction.
love it,
I like
love
that.
it.
That means the defense played really well. We only gave up 2 touchdowns. Maybe the last one was probably like a garbage time touchdown or something like that. And then the offense played to its strengths as well. So I like
Yeah,
that prediction a lot.
love it.
Hopefully you're right there, DLC. And thank you for your donation again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So next game we're getting into is going to be Seahawks at 49ers.
I like this game, and I like what I saw from the Niners. Uh, I don't. I think we talked about it on Monday. Never mind.
Mm.
I don't like what I'm seeing from the Seahawks. I like what I'm seeing from the Niners. I'm gonna go Niners. I think we're gonna see
Okay,
more Trey Lance.
I like that. I like that. Um, I'm gonna go Niners too. The Seahawks sometimes, I guess they kind of seem to get in their own way a lot. That's just me. I don't know. Russell Wilson, I know that they've got the pieces there to do it. It's just there's something missing. There's something
He's
missing
too
there.
busy making these videos with Sierra. I mean, for good reason. For a good reason.
For good
For a good
reason,
reason.
you know.
But
But 49ers, they do seem like the more buttoned up team, at least up to this
yeah,
point in the season. So I'm definitely going with the 49ers for that as well. Ravens at Broncos, we already picked that one. We both have the Ravens winning that game.
for
Um,
obvious
s-
reasons.
yeah. Steelers at Packers.
I think this game's gonna be closer than most people entail. I don't know why. It's like I just can never write the Steelers off. Just because for how many years. But I had the Packers winning.
Yeah.
Let me go. Like I'm not. I don't. Just gonna give a score prediction because I think it'll be closer. I'm wouldn't be surprised like a 28-24. That wouldn't surprise me.
Hmm.
Um, could be more, but I think the Steelers are pissed off. They've been disrespected, but you put it on yourself. So I want to see. I want you to show me something.
Yeah. And I actually want to ask you, I think it's interesting that you say that you can never really count the Steelers out. Alex, what is it in 2021 that makes you think that you can't count the Steelers out? Whether it be a player, whether it be a staff member, like a coach, what do you think it
Mike
is?
Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. That man's
Yeah.
never had a losing season with them. He had Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges starting. That's
Yeah.
still like sticking in my brain because it's like remember when the Ravens had all those injuries, 5-11.
Yeah.
Like that's just crazy. But this could be the year, honestly. This could be the year that they do go under 500. But I say the Packers winning.
Yeah. Definitely got Packers winning that as well. And then the Monday night, no, not the Monday night, but the Sunday night matchup is probably the game of the week.
Yeah,
Buccaneers at the Patriots. Old Tom Brady going back to Gillette, Foxborough, to take on his old squad. Who do you got winning that game?
that NBC commercial was so corny, bro. That one with
The
like the
drum,
Adele in the back. That was
Adele.
so corny. I got like Bucks by 1,000. Tom Brady loves to be the
mm,
villain. He's gonna go in
yeah.
there and just shut up their fans.
Mm. I can
And
see it
Gronk
happening,
too.
man. Yeah.
And AB. And they have Richard Sherman. Oh my yeah, I got the Bucks.
I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks for sure.
Can you
It's
imagine a
it's
Richard
gonna
Sherman
be
pick on the first drive?
that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. But look, man, I definitely got the Buccaneers winning this game. I don't think that the Patriots. It's gonna be like the story's gonna be Tom Brady, of course, but what we're really gonna be looking at is what can Mac Jones do because you cannot hide behind a Belichick defense. You cannot hide behind a running back by committee in a game against the Bucks, who you know they're gonna put up points. Mac Jones, you're
Yeah,
gonna have to put up points. You're gonna have to show us that you can lead a team down the field and score points. So we'll
yeah,
definitely see what he can do, but I don't think it's gonna be this week. I've got the Bucks winning easily. All right. So then the Monday night matchup, last one, Raiders at Chargers. Another
honestly, this is the
interesting
game of the
matchup.
week. I like this game a lot. Um,
Divisional matchup. Yeah.
3-0, 2-1. I've seen more from the Chargers, honestly, than I have from the Raiders.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm picking the Chargers. I'm sticking with Herbie. I'm sticking with your guy, Mike Williams. Sticking with Keenan Allen. The Raiders have looked really good, but Justin Herbert is slinging that ball. And the confidence from the Chargers is sky high after a huge win in Arrowhead against the Chiefs. Give me
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah. Definitely give me LA for sure. Um, I've got the Chargers beating the Raiders. I think, like you said, man, at some point, it's going to catch up with the Raiders. You know, they went toe to toe with the Dolphins last week, went into
And
overtime.
Derek Carr's talking trash. You heard what he said?
Yeah. What'd he say?
He was like, it's always a home game when they play the Chargers, whether it was in San Diego, in their soccer
Mm,
stadium. It's always a home game. So
okay.
you're pissing
Okay.
off a team that is already like has high confidence in Justin Herbert. Like, yeah, I'm going Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers too. I'm gonna go Chargers in that one. All right, yeah. So that wraps up our picks for week 4. Let's see. I see somebody. Kimberly says, "Sudden Death, you missed a super chat." I don't see a missed super chat. Let me
Yeah,
know
I see
from
one either,
who.
bro.
Didn't see one of those. But yeah. Anyway, those were our picks for the week. I think, yeah, Sunday night football, not Sunday night, but Thursday night football starts in a couple minutes here. So we will get out of you guys' hair here soon. Yeah. Let's see. I think the last thing that I wanted to bring up. Oh, nope. We actually already covered it. We actually already covered that earlier in the show. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. We actually are still have over 100 people watching live right
Yeah,
now.
thank
Make
you.
sure you like the video before you get out of here and you go watch Thursday Night Football. Like the video if you enjoyed tonight's content. Like,
78
like.
likes. Thank you.
Yes,
That's the
please.
goal.
Thank you.
We had 75.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you.
much. So much. Thank you guys. But yeah, we will be back on Thursday, not Thursday, but Monday after the game, and we'll be talking about just reviewing everything that happened. So make sure you tune in Monday at 7 p.m. That's going to be the new start time during the season, guys. 7 p.m. because 8 p.m. is when Monday and Thursday night football starts, and we don't want to be bleeding into that. So that's that. This has been episode 75 of the Purple Rain Podcast. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Instagram as well at the Purple Rain Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Sutton Def, as you see below there. And you can follow Simply on Twitter at SimplyAS10Prod or on Instagram at SimplyAS10.prod. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out for the night.
Real quick, we have another super chat.
Oh, we
Kid
do.
just came in.
Just came
Yeah.
in.
Thank you,
Oh,
Yolanda.
thank you
Another
so,
great
so
stream. Thank you.
much.
But no, thank you. Thank you to everybody coming through. Had a couple of Broncos fans in here. Best of luck on Sunday. I expect a great game, 3-0 against 2-1. Wishing the
Yeah.
best for both teams. Injury-free game. We're both dealing with injuries. Let's get out the way. But thank you to all 100 plus people coming through to episode 75 of the Purple Rain Podcast. And as always, stay positive. Test negative.
And most importantly, make sure you never, ever forget to call God. We're going to catch you guys in the next one.